Hey everybody, welcome back to Sons of Montezuma Spitballers. I'm Sean.
And I'm John.
We're going to cover everything as we normally do, everything softball and baseball up on the Mesa. Going to give you a bit of a rundown of what happened throughout the Mountain West Softball Championship Tournament, and then kind of segue our way into a little bit of a highlight of the teams in the LA Regional that our softball team has made it to, surprise. And we'll probably wrap it up with kind of what's going on into the weekend, talk a little bit about baseball, and that'll be about it. Mainly
You don't
softball.
have to sound too excited about baseball.
Well, I don't think anybody is, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button wherever if you're watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you're at. Like and subscribe. Sons of Montezuma, all the best content for everything ever. Amazing. Anyway, we're going to kick it off with talking about the Mountain West Championship Tournament, which, I mean, I will say is pretty exciting.
I mean, it wasn't when we went, but then it was when we left. We were at the first game, which was against Fresno State.
Fresno State, yep.
Not a state.
Fresno's not a state. Yeah.
And it was a grind them out game, which with a couple of errors and some not great base running decisions. I can blame the coaches on that one a little bit.
I don't know. I know we lost 3-0. Don't get me wrong. But, like, watching it, the only reason we lost that game is because we shot ourselves in the foot. Like, straight up. Like, you know, we have a runner on second, fly ball to right, misplayed, like, falls for a hit, runner on second, tags, which, okay, I get it. You had to make sure it didn't get caught. But then you're out by, like, 15 feet at home.
Yeah,
like,
well, and that's,
as soon as our
what's
third
on the third base coach.
Yeah, because I'm like, as soon as you realize, like, there's not two outs, there's no, like, pressure to have to score right there.
Yeah.
And so
and at that point, we were only down by one.
Right.
Like, I mean, and you keep her on third base and you have runners on second and third with one out. Yeah. Any pop fly to the outfield, you're going to tie the game up.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, as long as you don't hit into a double play or strike out, I mean, you're probably scoring that run to tie the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the outfield error in right field where, I mean, the games that we've watched, I haven't seen that happen very often, so that was pretty surprising.
Yeah, the fact that there were back-to-back games where there was an error in right field was surprising, to say the least.
Yeah, give up 2 runs because of that. And so, I mean, those two things literally make it go from a tie game to 3-0. I mean,
yeah.
And credit to Fresno State's pitcher. No lie. She
number 42.
Yeah, she pitched great, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she pitched well, and that was their second game of the tournament so far. And
they had a playing game the day before. Yep. And we'll talk a little bit more about how things go, going into it, because so obviously we lose, we go to the losers bracket.
Which honestly, I thought would have been fine. Like, I wasn't worried when we got to the loser bracket because we usually bounce back. After tough losses like that, we are usually right in it going into the next game. And as it was, we came back and stomped Boise State pretty much, winning 6-1.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing that had me at all concerned, I was shocked that Fresno State beat Nevada. Straight up.
Yes. Because then honestly, that was the thing, is we were then going to have to play the loser of that game, which ended up being Nevada, in the losers bracket that same day.
Mm-hmm.
For the second game.
Once again, Fresno State number 42 pitched that whole game against Nevada and shut them the hell down. Like, it's crazy.
So we beat Boise State, end up playing Nevada basically back-to-back. And once we faced Nevada, which was a lot closer of a game, it was 5-4.
Oh, yeah, 5-4. And honestly, as soon as us winning that game and the ending of that game with Cece getting that strikeout to, like, end it and her just, like, she was going ape shit.
Yeah, there's no way.
From that moment on, she was locked. She was straight up locked in for like the whole rest. I mean, for the last 2 games against Fresno State. Like, honestly, at that point, I was like, all right, She's probably
So
just gonna run roughshod
Cece's gonna
through
lock
them.
down. She's gonna.
She was like Greg Jennings in the 2010 Madden video where he's got the broken leg and he puts the whole team on his back. I don't know if you guys. Sorry, viral video from a long time ago,
Oh
but
my god.
that was Cece.
Which so we
Whole
end up
team on her
winning.
back.
We end up winning 5-4 thanks to CC and I think it was a 3-run sixth inning. Yeah.
It's funny because we won both of the games 3-1.
Oh, and then yes, going into Saturday, championship Saturday. We had to beat Fresno twice to win the tournament, and the girls were ready. They got to the number 42 in the third inning, and she didn't even make it to the third inning, did she?
No, that was the thing. The only game that she didn't start for Fresno State for number 42. The only game she didn't start was the second game after we won
Yeah.
the first one. And I was gonna say, I really, the weather, dude, it was so freaking hot.
Oh yeah.
And I think that helped us a lot because I think conditioning wise, everybody on our team was way more prepared for that. And yeah, that number 42 for Fresno State, she pitched her ass off for all those games. She pitched I don't think anybody on the team threw another inning in the whole tournament until she had to come out the first game against us. And like, I think it probably came down to conditioning. Like going into that first game of the finals, she had thrown like 350 something pitches over.
I think she ended up with 400 pitches or something close to 400 pitches.
Yeah. But I really do think that the heat was a lot. You know what I mean? It was.
I mean, hottest day of the year so far.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I mean, I think it's just a testament to how we were playing in black like the whole time.
Yeah,
too.
we were doing the black pinstripe that day.
Yeah. And so it's like testament to the conditioning and the preparation of our team, and like you could tell that it fatigued the pitchers for Fresno State.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we win the first game, and then that second game, they have to pitch somebody that hasn't thrown all week. So it's like, I couldn't imagine being in that spot. Oh, I know you haven't pitched at all for the past, 5 days. Probably even more than that. But can you start our elimination game against the pitcher that's just shoving on the other team? Like, yeah, good luck. Don't fuck up. Whatever you do, don't give up a run, because if you do, you're probably screwed. That was pretty much.
And that's basically what it was, because the first game they gave up 3 in the third, and that's what took her out of the game, because she started that third. She gave up those runs, but then she couldn't get out of the inning. She couldn't get an out, and they had to bring in someone else, and then that was all we needed to win. And then the next game, it was the same thing. It was just put on a couple runs, and our defense and our pitching, put up by CC, gave us the win. Yeah. Which, that being said, we win, and we win the Mountain West Championship, which is the third consecutive time the girls have won the Mountain West Championship. Now that locks us into the NCAA regional tournament. We are in the Los Angeles regional, which, plot twist, it's in LA and it's hosted by UCLA, which is our 15th appearance in the NCAA tournament and our 4th straight under our new coach, Stacey Newman. So we picked a good coach.
Yeah, I'd have to say so. Those games too. Back to the championship games. Callie Decker had 2 RBIs in the first game and 1 in the second. So she was hitting again. And I know, talking to her parents in the outfield, she was apparently very frustrated. Oh, dude. Yeah. Callie Decker's family's fun. They're cool people. Mom, dad, brothers, they were having a blast, I will say. It was a good time hanging out with them. But they were telling us, they were kind of giving us the inside scoop. She was kind of frustrated how she was doing at the plate. And it was really funny because after they said that, she just kind of turned it right back on.
Yeah.
So, oh man. But yeah, this tournament is going to be interesting. Obviously, UCLA, big favorites. They're ranked number 9. Do you want to just start with UCLA?
Well, let's go through. Way. So first, 4 teams in a double elimination tournament to go to the Super Regional. The 4 teams: host city, host team UCLA, Arizona State University, Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara, and us. And so that being said, we are the 3 seed. So we'll be going up against the 2 seed, Arizona State University, and UCLA will be going up against the 4 seed, which is Santa Barbara. Now, let's do a rundown of each of those individually, starting with the Goliath, as one could put it, of this tournament, UCLA.
One of the Southern California teams that everybody hates unless you are their fan, which I feel like I can very easily say.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
So being a San Diego State fan, obviously we clearly probably hate UCLA, USC, pretty much every other Southern California school.
Beat
yeah,
LA.
Exactly. See, you get it.
Beat LA.
UCLA. So 49-10 on the season, 17-5 in their Big Ten conference. They're ranked number 9. What I thought was interesting is, so this is the 11th consecutive year that they're hosting the regional, which, if you're hosting, obviously that means you're like the ranked team in the region is pretty much how that goes.
Well, yeah,
so
you're
11,
the top seed. Yeah.
Yeah. 11 straight years. That's a lot.
And also the record for most NCAA tournament appearances for softball.
With 40. Ever.
Yeah.
Which that was another one that I was pretty surprised to find out too. Because I mean, we think of softball, and what do you think of? Oklahoma for the most part, right?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, Oklahoma now, but I somewhat remember UCLA still being a thing like years ago. I mean, for God's sake, it's been 40 years that they've been in the tournament at any point. So,
well, they have had. I think they've had the same head coach for like ever.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense.
I'm not sure how to say her name. I'm not gonna lie. It's Kelly Inoue Perez. I'm not Inoue. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I apologize, but yeah, like it says that they won their 12th and 13th national championships with her as the coach. In 2012 was in 2010, and 13 was 2019. So she's been their coach
around
for
a while.
For when I was 16 years old, she was still their coach. Like, so pretty wild.
And again, they're 9th ranked in the country, so they've got a little bit of everything. They've got hitting, they're top 15 in batting average, on base percentage, slugging percentage, home runs, runs per game, and run differential. Like,
and they've got players that are. I mean, 2 of their players are USA softball collegiate players of the year. Like they're Megan Grant and Jordan Woolery. It's like they've got a lot. They've got a lot of firepower, which I mean, obviously, it's not surprising. We played them earlier this year at home, and I mean 5-0 shutout. Right? We got no hit.
Was that like opening weekend
Taylor Tinsley?
Was that?
I feel like it was kind of in the middle.
Oklahoma was our opening weekend one.
Yeah,
it was another sellout game though.
Middle of the season. Yeah.
March.
March 8th. Yes. That's when UCLA at that time was ranked number 6.
Yeah.
But Taylor Tinsley, no hitter against us. We lost 5-0.
Yeah.
And 9 strikeouts. But I will say, ever since then, I think our offense has gotten much better.
Yes. Well, that was when we were having issues with swinging out of our shoes. We had
we were striking out a lot.
And not walking to the other team. Yeah. We weren't putting the ball in play. And as example of this last weekend, putting the ball in play makes such a big difference because things happen. We drop balls in the outfield, and the 1-run game becomes a 3-run game. I mean, you can see that on Padres games today.
Straight up.
Going up against the Angels, like I want to say, like 4 or 5 runs this series were from bad plays.
Yeah. Well, like last night, Logan O'Hoppe throwing the ball into the outfield, which I was so shocked by because
Yeah,
he's like one of their best players. I was like, oh man. But it's funny too because I feel like in these like regular season games are regular season games. Like yeah, maybe if you're playing somebody that's ranked, then you're a little bit more amped up or whatever. But I think once you get into sorry, that was my dog. I promise. um, but you start playing these games where there's a lot more at stake, and so it's like a fly ball, and you got time to think about it, and instead of just doing what you've done a million times, you panic or
yeah.
you rush or you're so worried about throwing it you don't catch it. Like it's human nature. The more pressure, the easier it is to mess up. Like and
Yeah.
like we saw, it can happen, and like one little thing can screw up the whole game for the most part because then you're chasing or you
Well,
get so hung
and
up
there's
on your
a
mistake that you
yeah,
can't let
there's
it
a
go.
snowball effect. Like you're thinking about that play you made in the outfield, and now you can't hit.
Yeah,
Now you're rolling over and you're grounding into a double play. It's such a mental game out
it's like
there
the Colorado
on the
Rockies
field.
giving up 21 runs. Sorry, had to.
For for those who don't know, in an away stint by the Padres, we won. Did we win 2 out of the 3 series and got two of their
Yeah.
coaches fired?
Well, what's funny is the one game that the Rockies won, that's when they decided to fire their coaches. It was probably just because it was the end of the series, but it was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Bud Black.
21 to
Hey,
nothing.
Bud Black,
Yeah,
former
Padre,
Aztec.
Padre manager and Aztec, and he's fired again. Oh,
Hey,
whoop-de-doo.
Bud Black, you want to come and coach the Aztecs?
So the current trend of baseball going real good.
Oh,
Oh man,
so
no,
who will the UCLA Bruins be going up against, Sean?
the, the Gauchos. Sorry, I just really wanted to say the Gauchos, like really, really bad, because duh. Yeah, they play. So they play UC Santa Barbara, who, yes, everybody, they are the Gauchos, believe it or not, at 4:30 on Friday, I believe.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's not. I will say, matchup wise, not looking great for the Gauchos.
You want to
Historical
go
matchup.
through their
I just want to
history?
say historical matchup between them. 20-1. UCLA's won 20 of 21 games. Hey, but that means so you're saying there's a chance.
If it was 2009.
Everybody gets one. I mean,
Uh,
UCSB also does not do well against us. We've beaten. Wow, is that crazy? That accurate? 70-2. We've
what?
yeah yeah. Wait, no. Oh, is that us against? Maybe that's us against UCLA.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Killing me,
So
Smalls.
UCLA also has owned us in the past. So that's not great
I
either.
mean, but that's the thing.
Gosh, 70
They've
is
been known as
70
a
and two.
softball school. Like, 'cause
Yeah, that's true.
they never really had that big of a football team. Like they play at the Rose Bowl. I get that, but like they
Their football was good for a while. Then lately they've been pretty dookie.
yeah.
But thanks, Chip Kelly.
Yeah. Them getting to the NCAA playoff was kind of a Cinderella story, to say the
Hmm.
least. So going in to what is it, the Big West Conference Championship? Did they go?
Yeah,
They went into the
I
losers bracket pretty early
yeah, I think like
because
immediately.
they had to win 6 straight games that were all elimination games to win the NCAA or to win the Big West Conference Championship to get
Which
into the NCAA tournament.
I also believe that this is the first year of the Big West Conference Championship. I think this is the first time that that's been a thing. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. I think
Yeah.
it's a brand new like conference like with softball, which I mean it's so hard to keep track of it. I'm not gonna lie to you because like Arizona State was Pac-12 obviously. Now they're in the Big
Yeah.
12, and UCLA was Pac-12, and they're in the Big 10. And so I'm like, what the hell? Like
Because that was one of the weird things I was saying too about the next team we're going to go over, Arizona State University, in that they were playing against UCLA a good amount last year, or like UCLA won the conference championship that year against Arizona, or like they
yeah,
were in the same tournament.
oh yeah, so it does say right here, inaugural Big West softball championship. So yeah, this
There we
was
go.
the first one. Yeah, I mean, trust me, I was when I was looking into stuff, it was getting so confusing because it would talk about last year and then talk about this year and then bounce back and forth. And I was like, if you think it's confusing to follow the football teams, then yeah, try following the other parts because they don't necessarily match. Just
Yeah.
saying. It's thanks conference realignment. We're having a great time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to leave the Mountain West, but
Yeah.
still not great. Very confusing, very frustrating.
So we want to go into
But
our last
anyway,
team?
get back into get back into these teams. I mean, I just want to throw out a couple things, like the things that I've seen about like researching UCSB a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like their offense is pretty consistent. They don't have like one person that does everything like majorly, but it seems like their entire lineup like contributes here and there. So they're not like an offensive powerhouse by any means, but it's not. Instead of it being like we have two-star players and that's all there is, like that's how some teams are,
Mm-hmm.
where that's you've got those people, and if they don't do well, then you're kind of screwed. But I guess so. That's not how they are. They've got nobody that's amazing, but they've got some solid people throughout their lineup. And then as far as pitching goes, it looks like they've got some depth. Like they've got some young pitchers, some veteran pitchers that have been on the team, and they're not stuck with just one dominating pitcher because that's if you want to transition, that can be our transition into
Yeah.
Arizona State because that's pretty much Arizona State. So
Yeah.
we're going to spend a little bit more time on Arizona State, obviously, because we're about to play them. And so,
Yeah. So the Sun Devils, Arizona State, not to be confused with the team that we just beat, University of Arizona. I will probably mess that up. They ended up getting to the semifinals of their respective tournament.
yeah, the Big 12 championship.
That being said, they were also in the same division as Oklahoma State and Texas Tech, who were both ranked teams.
And Arizona.
Yeah, and University of Arizona, which is
Not to confuse you even more. But they went
Uh,
35. So they went 35-19, like on the season, 14-10 in Big 12 play. So in the conference, they came in fourth behind Texas Tech. So in order: Texas Tech, Arizona, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. So going into their champion or their tournament,
mhm.
um, Oklahoma State was the one seed in their tournament. They played Oklahoma State, who at the time was ranked number 23 in the quarterfinals, and beat them 2-1. So pretty surprising. Everybody was like, "Oh man, okay, like pretty big deal." Their starting pitcher dominated. You want to talk about the next game?
So you know how you lose a game? One,
Giving
don't
up.
score any runs. Two, give up 18 runs in 4 innings. You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So yeah, they made it to the semifinals and then immediately got obliterated. 18-0.
But
Not
but that
great.
team did end up winning the whole thing. So
Right. But I think the thing that we're going to harp on till the cows come home in this entire matchup is so dominating pitching. So for us, the most dominating pitcher has been CC Solera, obviously. Like she's been on fire. Like I said, she put the whole damn team on her back in our tournament. Like everybody else still came through and did their jobs, but I mean, she got to a point where you could tell that it just clicked and she was just on fire, and nobody was going to beat her. Like there was just no way. That is Kenzie Brown for Arizona State. That's if she
maybe
doesn't
even
do good, they're screwed.
yeah.
Flat out.
That's the thing that's crazy about softball that we've seen a lot more than baseball this year. The double headers make so much of a difference that when you're going into a game like the finals where we were going up against Fresno State 2 games in one day, we probably could have gone CC one of those games, or at least the first half of the game, and then come in with Didi or Grace or
Ava.
Ava, yes. And you have options that are at least going to be stable enough to like get a lead, get CC in there to knock them down a peg, get a lead, three run lead, and then if you need to, you got a backup that can come in. So that way, when the next game starts, you're not having your pitcher pitch 200 pitches in one
Yeah.
day. Don't get me wrong,
See,
it's less strain on the arm in softball, but it's still a lot of
I think
pitches.
it's one of the things that benefits us a lot is the fact that like our entire rotation, they're all different types of pitchers. You know what I mean? Like Didi's a lot more finesse, CC's a lot more power. Grace is kind of a mix of both. And so it is.
Well,
It's nice because we have that like it's like throwing someone that throws 100 in baseball and then bring in the guy that throws a knuckleball.
yeah,
Like you're just going to be all over the place. Like that's why Didi's changeup makes people look like they've never swung a bat before. It's hilarious.
yeah. Well, and when you have three pitchers that throughout the season each earned a pitcher of the week honors in their respective league or conference, you
Yeah.
that's the definition of depth.
Yeah. No, it's
Like,
amazing because yeah, if one of them's not on that day, then it's not the end all be all.
mm-hmm.
Which I think that is what the case is for Arizona State for the most part. So, yeah, I mean, also before I forget, we need to mention the fact that so CC, yes, she did so well that yeah, she was the MVP of the tournament. She won
Yeah,
that, so you can't skim over that. But
yeah.
yeah, this Kenzie Brown for Arizona State, she's a dominating pitcher. Like her stats are kind of ridiculous.
Imagine Steven Strasburg in softball.
Yeah, I was literally going to
But
say she's the Paul Skeens of Arizona State, where like the rest of the team, heh, but her
not,
very good.
not my rookie of the year.
Yeah, me either. That guy's a. Eh. I love when he gives up home runs. I laugh every time. It's great. But Kenzie Brown, so she has a 1.29 ERA for the whole season, 19-6 record, 265 strikeouts in 63 walks. She has 265 strikeouts. She faced like 560 people, so almost half the time she struck people out, which is amazing. Like that's insane. Um, that being
Do you?
said, she pitched that Oklahoma State game and did not pitch against Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things. If you can get a chink in the armor, then she's probably if she can you can get her out of the game. It's, there's not a lot of whole much firepower coming after that. So, and
Did,
offensively, Arizona State hasn't been impressive at all.
sorry, I'm trying to. I was looking to see if those games were on the same day or different days. That Oklahoma State Texas Tech game.
I think they
But
were. I
they
know
were
that
they
they were
were
the
a day
same.
apart. No, they
Yeah, I
were
thought
one
they
day
were a
apart.
day apart. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, opponent batting average 167. So I mean, there's no questioning that she's very good. I just
Well,
think it
did you
just
see her
proves
whip?
that the depth is not there. Yeah, nine
Yeah,
nine.
less than one.
Yeah,
So she gets there is on average she gets less than one or around one person on base in inning.
what's very interesting to me though is like looking at some of the stats of like their season is a lot of the games that were like one run really close games they lose.
Mm-hmm.
So even when
Yeah,
she's dominating, if like they can't put up runs, can't win if you can't score. So as long as we can get a run on the board, if we can hold them down, because I mean, there's nobody on on their offense that really scares me. I think the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the most interesting part, the fact that we kind of
yeah,
traded players.
yeah. There's no trading in college sports. Well, when one of your players transfers to school and that school has one of their players transfer to our school, it it
Kind
looks
of.
like a trade. So Shannon Cunningham was originally from ASU, and AJ Murphy was originally an Aztec, and now plays for ASU. And so, if we, I have a interesting question for you, Sean. If you had the choice of these two players, I'll go over some of AJ stats, and you know a good amount of Shannon stats, but I've got the ones that I think are most prevalent in comparing the two. So AJ does have a better batting average
Mm,
than Shannon. She has a 367, at least I think that's the last number I saw.
okay.
367 batting average with a 407 on base percentage. So she gets on base. And she does have 5 home runs to Shannon's 6 home runs. But that being said, Shannon has 31 RBIs and 21 runs scored, while AJ has, just to be sure, 19 RBIs and 6 runs scored, or 16 runs scored. So she's not getting on base as much. So Shannon doesn't get on base as much. But when she gets on, she's scoring or she's hitting somebody in a good amount of the time.
I mean, it's hard because obviously I have not watched AJ Murphy
Yeah.
play. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I have because that would be a total bullshit lie. Because why would I? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know. Looking into the fielding percentages, though, AJ Murphy does play short, so I get it. She probably had more opportunities to make errors, but she's got a worse fielding percentage than Shannon Cunningham. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the thing that I really care about is like that clutchness of Shannon Cunningham this season has been insane. Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, come up with the bases loaded grand slam, 2 walk-off grand slams this year. Like
Two walk-off.
her homers are never
pinch hit home run grand slams.
Her home runs are never at times where it's like, oh, we're already up by a bunch and she just homers. It's like, oh, it's really close, 3-run bomb, and you're just like, yeah, that's pretty solid. So for me, I'd take Shannon all day. I mean, power, the clutchness, her fielding percentage is 987. So I mean,
That's pretty good.
been pretty solid.
Yeah.
She's only got 4 errors on the season. Like, I mean, it's just.
I think having that bat that you can pretty consistently rely on, and it's funny because it's like it's that way that we see Major League Baseball going to, where it's like, oh, we want the home run ball, we want that. And it's like it's not really that we want the home run ball; it's we want runs being scored.
Right.
We like that's it. It's the difference between Moneyball and like the big ball, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're kind of seeing it here where it's like, and we're right in the mix with them. Like, yeah, they're playing in a harder division than we are, but I find this matchup to be a very good one to start this tournament
Yeah.
because
I,
if we
I,
get ahead, we're gonna take this and go into UCLA, and with we've already faced them this year, we kind of
right.
know what we're getting into. But I think we have if we can win tomorrow or Friday, we have a good shot of putting a dent or in the armor that is UCLA.
But if the UCLA doesn't lose to the Gauchos, bud, come on, gotta give them a chance. You never know. That's why they play the games. Never know. No,
it's
but
funny
I do agree
because
with you.
you say that and I'm like, yeah, so it's a 1 in 20 chance, but it's a 2 in 70 chance that we win.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's why stats are stupid sometimes because it's like how.
Goliath.
Yeah, we
Goliath
played
lost.
we played 72 games against them, but it's like over how long? Like I don't. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
I like this matchup. I think it's very interesting because I think we're very similar teams in a sense. I think the biggest difference is that we have pitching depth and they don't. And we also have arguably more, powerful offense. Like there's more people on our team that offensively can do something.
Hmm.
Whether it's hitting doubles, home runs, scoring RBIs, being fast, getting singles, stealing bases, like we provide the chaos on the base path more often than not. You know what I mean? And like I think that's the thing. We don't tend to be the team that's reactionary. We tend to be the team that's making the other team react and have to kind of panic a little bit.
Hmm.
So I think this is going to be. I think it's going to be a good game. I definitely do. I think,
Yeah.
like I said, key is get Kenzie Brown out of the game, or just
Yeah.
don't don't let her strike out our entire team. Just try to put the ball in play, make them make plays. That's it. Don't try to hit bombs. Just try to make solid contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And smart
Which,
base running.
yeah,
Smart base running.
aggressive but smart. Totally agree. But I really do think that the matchup is a good one. I think that it's gonna be good. I don't really
Hmm.
know what else to say than that. Like, I think that the entire bracket is interesting because, like, Obviously, everyone's gonna give UCLA the upper hand by playing at home, so duh. And then history's on their side, but it's fun when
Yeah.
history's not on your side and then you win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
mean,
Tell us we can't.
the big teams are bound to lose eventually.
Yep. And I
We
mean,
just
our
want to be the
team.
last team to win in the season.
I think our team. I mean, I don't know. Like they all seem like everybody's got each other's backs. Everybody's ready to do what they need to do, whether it's a flashy part of the job or just do your
Yeah.
job. You know what I mean? Might not be the most impressive thing to lay down a sack bunt or whatever, but it works out. It works out. So I think that's the thing. Everybody's down to do their own part, and they play the role that they're supposed to do, and not kind of overstretch. I think.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with good coaching. When you have a coach that has built a environment that has drawn people to it, the fact that
Hmm.
you have people like Shannon Cunningham coming here from uh, ASU, you have people like Callie Decker coming from Florida, like you are a magnet for players that want to win, and they'll do whatever it takes to win. And that's something that, I mean, 4 years in a row that we've made it to the NCAA playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
it's so.
I mean, you
If
got
we've
a
been
great
running them,
culture now.
yeah,
Got a great culture now. I mean, that's what
yeah,
it's what you want.
yeah.
It breeds
Well,
it
it's
breeds itself to success. It is what it is, and that's
yeah,
amazing. That's why I think that there's nobody that is better than us on any given day.
hmm
So
well, and the
I
fact
hope
that
they just go out there and play
we've had
loose.
a lot of teams that we go into and we're like, yeah, Oklahoma. Oklahoma was a game that we were an inning away from winning.
Yeah,
Like it was one inning, and then it was like, well, then you hit a grand slam, and it's like, okay, it's like the Angels game on Monday against the Padres, where it's like, well, you hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth after you were down by two. Like, yeah, that's not gonna.
yeah.
You're gonna have a bad time.
I mean, but that's the game. I mean, you can't win everything all the time. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm,
And I think that's the other thing that we've noticed is our team bounces back really well. So
mm-hmm.
even if we do lose, like, okay, we lost the first game of the Mountain West Championship tournament, and what did we do? We never lost again. So
This team's never gonna
resilient,
lose again.
resilient. Oh yeah. Okay, Shorzy, let's go. See, it's funny because you said Oklahoma, and all I thought it was Ted Lasso. Oklahoma.
I want the ball. Give me the ball.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're falling apart here. That's
So
okay. So
the format for the tournament, the games that we care about right now, Friday, May 16th, we will be going up against Arizona State at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. That being said, if we win, when we win, we will be playing at 2 p.m. I do not have a location
it
to view
doesn't
it.
have
I
a
would
channel.
assume it's
Yeah,
going to be ESPN oriented, so either ESPN.
yeah.
If you got ESPN Plus, you're going to be able to get all these games.
All of
But
all of the games are on ESPN network.
yeah,
So
so winners game will be at 2 p.m. The losers game. So if we lose, we'll play UCLA or UC Santa Barbara, whoever loses that game, and then that'll be at 4:30. And after that, the winner of that game will play the loser of the winners game at 7. And then the winner of that will go on to play the winner in the championship game or the championship day of Sunday, May 18th. First game would be at
yeah.
4:30 or will be at 4:30. Second game will be at 7. That and that's that. And you want to do a little bit of baseball before we head
Yeah,
out?
we'll talk about baseball. So basically, since our last lovely, fantastic time talking to CJ Moran, which was that was
Yeah.
amazing. He's
Highlight of the year
my
so far.
my boy forever. Yeah, it has not been good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we've played 11 games and we've won one.
Yeah.
That's bad. If you didn't know, so we are now in the basement of Mountain West. We are in dead last place. I
needing
mean,
all sorts of
con-
help to make the playoffs.
conference record wise, we're tied with Washington State. Who, guess what? We're about to play them. So the last 3 games of our season are this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So what is that? The 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Yeah.
Um,
So
six
come on
six
out.
o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then senior day is on Saturday, the 17th at noon.
Yeah. So come out to senior day because that's going to be a good time.
Yep. Because I mean, hey, you can go to senior day and then still watch the softball game when we play in the winners game on Saturday at 2:30. So it'll be fine. It'll work out great. I do
And the
think on
Padres game.
Friday they're handing out sunglasses, Aztec
Sunglasses.
sunglasses. But yeah,
What?
so what's crazy, what's actually absolutely hilarious to me in a way. So we have overall the worst record, like overall, not just the conference record in our entire conference. Like we're 16-37. Don't do the math. It ain't good. Um, if we somehow win a couple of these games, we can still technically make the Mountain West tournament because the top 6 teams out of 8 make the tournament, and so San Jose State and Air Force are 12-15, and UNLV is 13-14. So I mean, if we somehow sweep Washington State, then there's a good chance we still make it in the tournament. Obviously, we need help from the other teams losing as
Like,
well,
who do they
but
play?
at this point, this is a matter of pride.
So
Like
Air
the
Force
other
is going up
team,
against UNLV.
okay, well, so that means somebody's got to lose.
Yeah, so if one of those teams gets swept
Then yeah,
and
as
we
long as we
sweep,
win
then we're in.
something.
Oh,
Like we just need to at least win something. If we win one and one of those teams gets swept, then we're in.
so you're saying there's a chance?
There's technically a chance where we, like us, San Diego State and Washington State, can both somehow go from last to making it into the tournament.
That'd be awesome.
It's possible. It's
Do
possible.
we?
I don't. So I know I'm going to the game. Well, we're going to the game tomorrow, right?
Yeah, which is probably going to be
6 o'clock Thursday tomorrow. Yeah. I don't know if it'll be
maybe
tomorrow when you
today.
see this, but hello. Come
Maybe
to the
yesterday.
game. They're fun. We play much better at home too, I will
Yes,
say. So,
yes, we do.
I don't know. Pride. Play for pride. Try to salvage the season. I mean, I feel like
Have fun.
just gotta get in the tournament. Our pitching has been the killer for us. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna get into stats or anything like that. Every game that I follow along, we get a lead, we blow it. It's just been bad. Like I
Yeah.
don't, and I'm not gonna. It's not one person's fault. And
No.
what sucks is, CJ talked about how much Sean Cole had to do with him coming here and like wanting to be here. So obviously Sean Cole is a very good guy, coach. Like he does a good job, but it's just not translating into play.
Wins.
And
Yeah.
which I mean, I'm not saying that's easy. Obviously, it just stinks because somebody's probably going to get held accountable. And so I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not calling for anything. I think
No.
that we're still trying to build a culture. There's been such turnover every single year with our roster that it's hard to get any continuity. And I mean, I will say the most continuous thing that I've seen this whole time, which I hope that's actually a word. I think it is CJ, dude. He's still been
Yeah.
just on fire. Every game, he's got RBIs, he's got hits, he's hit triple, he got a double, he's doing everything. And so it's like it's being put there like on the field for some of these guys. It just means we got to get everybody on the same page. So
I
I
will
don't know.
say other shout out before we go because it's already been 45 minutes.
Hmm.
Jonathan Smith. When we went to the game and it went to extra innings and it was a rough game to watch because we were up and then we gave up the lead and then we got the lead and then we gave up the lead and then Jonathan Smith was clutch on
Yeah.
so many levels in those last innings. He was getting the team hyped up, a triple, a double, like he was putting the ball deep in the outfield. And it was just like we talked about it in the past. Like I love his swing because
Yeah.
it looks just fluid and he is fast. The dude wants to get to the next base. It was funny. We were listening to the people in the like close to us, and they're like, "Don't steal, Jonathan! Don't! we need you on base." And I'm just like, "No, but he wants to go. He wants to score from if he's on second, he wants to score, like wherever the ball is hit." And I love that mentality. I wish I was that fast.
I mean, and I'll say it. I mean, the games that I watch, even like I just follow along to updates and stuff. Our offense typically is not the problem. It really is not. Like everybody throughout the lineup, they have their games where they hit well, and no lead is safe. Like, and that's a scary thing to have when you don't have like an arm where you're like, okay, we need 3 outs, and we have somebody that can get them. It's like it's a crapshoot. It's like rolling a d20 and getting a 1. Critical fail often.
Nerd.
So I don't know.
Okay.
Hey, well, Holly's playing Baldur's Gate in the background, so it made me think of it. No, I mean, but we're gonna be there. We're gonna be cheering. I hope other people come out there if they have nothing going on. You know, the weather's supposed to be nice. It's fun.
So,
the games are still fun. You get to cheer the guys
baseball
on.
Games. Watch softball on ESPN, ESPN Plus, ESPN2, whatever it's on. Like, subscribe, watch us on YouTube, listen on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, anywhere you can find podcasts these days. And we will see you guys next time, hopefully with good news when we kick UCLA's butt.
Good news, everyone. I hope so. I hope so indeed. Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Have a good night, day, whatever time it is. I don't know.
Good morning.
Go Aztecs.
Good night.
Go Aztecs.
No bunts! No bunting!